Welcome, welcome. This is Isabel Starck coming to you live from Redondo Beach for the Empower Hour. So happy to have you guys here. As you can tell, we are in Southern California, and I've got my sunglasses on, so I hope you guys don't mind. I am actually sitting in a cafe, Peace Cafe, Starbucks, and this is what you do when you are not at home and you're traveling and you need to actually host your live show. You find a place with Wi-Fi and you get it done. So here we are. I'm so excited to have you guys here. As I mentioned to you, I was actually at a small conference, finishing up a year-long program with a ton of my sisters, and we had such an amazing time. I can't express enough the power of the sisterhood. And actually, I woke up this morning and I journaled a lot of the reflections that I had. So I'm probably going to pull those out just so you have a little taste of what I really got out of that and what it really means to me for sisterhood. But some of the key takeaways that I really took were actually having to do with not just the sisterhood, but how to actually present live to potential clients or clients. And yeah, I have to say, being present is something that's super, super important, and I really find will affect how you interact with your clientele and how they will actually perceive you. So more on that a little bit later. But this last week, since I came to you live from Toronto, there's been lots going on. Obviously, I've traveled here to Southern California, and I've shared with you guys, this is actually my birthplace, so it's really fun to kind of come home. I miss my boys. I left my husband and my son at home, so he's holding down the fort, and my little guy can't wait to see me, I'm sure. It's been 4 nights, and I'm coming home today, so I'm really, really excited to see him and give him a big, big hug. And really grateful, again, for my husband to actually take on being a single dad for a few days. You know, I mean, he basically had to take care of him solely and completely, and I had to trust that everything's going to be fine, which it totally is. But I have to say, this part of coming out was really not just to get together and finish off this program, but it really had a lot to do with seeing my sisters again and reconnecting. And you guys know I always talk about connecting live and really being present with the people that you're with. So yeah, that's just a little bit about what's been going on. And I'm actually gonna be drinking my coffee. I hope you guys don't mind in between, and sharing with you guys what's going on. If you guys have any questions, okay, so that's actually one thing I do have to remind you, is if you're watching this through YouTube and you'd like to join the conversation, all you have to do is click the bottom here, and it says join the conversation. It'll link you up to a Google Plus page, which is this square. And right above in either this area or this area, you'll see the 9 Google squares. All you gotta do is hover over those, click on the Q&A app, and type in your question. A side panel will open up, type in what you'd like. Sorry for the side noise. Type in your question, I can read it live, and we can go from there. So if you have any questions of me or my special guest, which I mentioned to you would be special, very special. She's very special to me. And I didn't really announce her because things were not solidified yet. So I'm really excited to share with you a great friendship that I've made through this program that I was in. I really do believe that God places us and places people in front of us when we need it most. And it's our job to really recognize that and make the best of it. I see too many people, you know, I mean, like, I don't want to say that. Too many people who really don't make the best of the relationships that they have in front of them. And it's really very difficult to find a genuine friend who is really there for you, you know, thick and thin, you know, high and low. And there's a lot of value to that. So that's why I really talk a lot about sisterhood and community, and why it's so near and dear to my heart. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you guys my special guest and introduce her. And, normally just kind of pop them in, but this is actually going to be a little surprise. So, my special guest today, as I said, I met her about a year ago. Her and I were roommates for our first live event. This was in December. And between, now and then, it was. We were communicating mainly through Facebook. A lot of first relationships, especially in this business, start off on the Facebook group or whatnot. We were in the same program. And I don't know, there was just something that connected me with her. And I just really felt this desire to reach out. And we started chatting. And, I was so happy that we could actually room together. And rooming together it's almost like having a little slumber party with a girlfriend. You really get to know somebody well, you really get to connect, and what she's done for me has really just been, it's really warming, making me feel very comfortable and kind of shining a light on the things that I might not see, because we all have our blind spots. And sometimes it's people who know you well, sometimes it's people who don't know you well who can really just break those down. And she's become a very, very dear friend. I've gotten to meet her family live in person, so that's wonderful. Hopefully she'll be able to meet my family soon. But without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Patricia Stahlman.
Hi. Oh, there we are. No split screen today.
No split screen. So happy to have you. Okay, no sunglasses. We don't do sunglasses then.
Yes, we don't.
So this is my friend Patty.
Hi.
And so excited to have her here.
So
we normally do our split screen because people are in different cities. So the fact that I was coming down to California, I really wanted to see her. Of course, I was not going to not see her. And it just so happened that we can actually film this live here today, and you get to see her live. And we're actually, I guess I'll be interviewing her side by side. And after this, we can go for a walk on the beach, or go have our coffee, whatever it is we feel like doing.
Hey, it's here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I know, it's like, who do we talk to? Do we talk to the camera?
Do I talk to you or to you? All right.
Yeah. So, I typically have a number of questions that I kind of ask all of my guests, and I do want to tell you a little bit, or I'll actually let Patricia tell you a little bit about herself, because how I got to know her is, like I said, we were both in this program together, but also she's a psychotherapist, so and she's launching and has actually been working in her coaching business. So she's actually melding the two, which I think is ideal, because all our personal life and our business life, really, it just overlaps. So if one is lacking, the other one is also lacking. And I think Patricia does a really good job of melding the two and seeing how they can actually propel you forward and make you better overall. So Patty, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing and share with the group?
Oh, sure. Well, hi, it's great to see you. Well, actually, I don't see you, but I'm trusting you there. It's Patricia Stahlman, and so glad to get to be here with you guys today. And as Isabel mentioned, I work as both a psychotherapist and a transformational life coach, and I have a practice down here in South Redondo Beach, just a block from the beach. I have an actual office down here where I see therapy clients and coaching clients. The exciting thing about incorporating coaching into my therapy practice has been that now I'm able to see clients all over the world. So not only, when I'm traveling, but also just from my office, from a Starbucks, from anywhere virtually, where you have a computer or Wi-Fi connection, you're able to connect with someone and help them and serve them. And it's just so incredible. It's amazing to me. Like when I started college as in psychology, gosh, close to 20 years ago now, I would have never dreamed that someday I could be supporting and serving people anywhere virtually on the globe. Because the psychotherapy world, actually, when my license works in California, is we're only allowed to see people in California for therapy. And it's very restrictive about even seeing people online or by telephone. There's all these official documents you have to have people sign to do that. And so it's very different than in the coaching world where there's just total freedom, which is such a breath of fresh air. And so when I work with my coaching clients, it's just like we can relax, we can just be ourselves, we can help people just move forward into whatever their goals and their dreams are. And they could be on the other side of the world, late in the evening talking to me, or I could be here early in the morning, totally different light outside. Yet we're still connecting from that heart, that soul-centered place. And I think that's what just can transcend miles. And we can be so grateful for the technology we have today to provide these opportunities for us. But it really just is that real heart connection that can go and connect.
Now you guys can actually see what's actually really attractive to me. Patricia, we've had lots of phone conversations. We've had a number of Skype conversations. Yes, we got some guests. That's what happens with live streaming. But just really her genuineness and her presence for the people that she works with and who she's friends with. Like, really, I can't tell you how many times I had conversations with her, from Toronto, and she just, not that I was in an overwhelmed state, but I was like maybe an anxious state, and she just really helped me to calm down and be present. And a lot of it, I believe, has to do with, number one, her spirit, but also the way she's expressing herself. And she has, got a trash can coming, sorry. The beauty of live streaming. Just her calmness. I think the calmness in her voice really sets the tone. And that is something beautiful that I don't think anybody could have really taught her. This is just something that's inherent in her. And that's really beautiful. And I'm really grateful that we're such great friends. Yay! There'll be lots of hugs, guys. Lots of hugs. Lots of hugs and lots of little dogs around here.
Yes, those two.
Oh, gosh. Well, okay, so where do we start? I think, one of the things I always like to kind of find out about each person is because we all have different goals in life. And, our goals are all different, of course, but we all define success in a different manner. So I like to ask you, Patty. Yes, I can call her Patty. She's that good at it. How is it that you define success? Like success in life, success in business? Like, how do you define your ultimate success?
Such a good, rich question. And I feel like I've certainly evolved from where I once felt success was to where I believe success is today. I think it's very easy for a lot of us to get caught up in the culture and the pressures to equate success with, monetary value or job status, or where we are on the corporate ladder, or just all the things we accumulate, and fortunately I was in that world for a while believing that was true. And it was so suffocating, because what I learned is you can never fully feel like you're satisfied, because there's always something more. There's always something more that you can gain, another object, another zero, after your paycheck, or, and it just like, it never ends. And then what happens is, that sort of need and want, I think, comes from an emptiness inside that we're just trying to fill with things, accomplishments, money, whatever. And the truth is that void inside can never be filled with money, status, and objects. It just can't. That void inside is really your soul, your heart inside, and it must be filled with your own sense of purpose, calling, and self-love, really. And so for me, what I've learned over the years is that success comes a feeling of, I will also say, a feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment comes when you're fully connected with yourself, and you're real and you're honest with your true self. And when you choose to live from there, from that place, and make your choices out in the world, that's when you feel full satisfaction. And it's amazing too, because when I've done this in my own life and I've worked with clients in their lives, when we've helped them get to that place of alignment inside with who they truly are and accepting all of who they are and beginning to live from that real sense of purpose and calling inside, that it's amazing that then they're inspired to take the action steps they need to take to, whether it be grow their businesses or create that book or create that music album, whatever it is that their calling and their purpose in life is inside. They begin to know, well, of course, these are the steps I'm going to take. And of course, then things begin lining up and their dreams begin becoming a reality. And it's amazing. It's so sad that, the university system and, a lot of the media culture doesn't teach this. But